Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and today I'd like to share these Valentine's Day cards with you. So this is the color scheme I'm going for, and all of these cardstocks are from the stamp market. And I'll be using the Heart Full of Flowers and the Mosaic Circle Builder stamp sets for these three cards. I'm starting out by stamping the hearts. And here's a small tip for you. I'm using for the first sort of layer, I'm using the third image on the sheet. This is what I found best for me. It's easier to layer it up. Oh, and these are the inks that I matched to the cardstock. So I found the easiest way is stamping the third image first and then go 1, 2, and 4. And well, you have to be, well, you can actually use any colors, it will stamp fine, but I kind of was mindful with the image, how it layers over, so lighter color over darker. I'm trying to avoid, but sometimes it doesn't work. But here you will see it just works fine. This is the third layer, so I use the darker color here, and I'm coming in with the first image, and I'm using a lighter shade of ink, and I will link in all the colors that I used in the description box below if maybe it helps you. This first image, I'm just using like the same colors in different shades, so it's gonna be kind of monochromatic. And for my second heart, I will also add some minty bluish color. So I should have stamped this heart a bit more to the top, and then I would have had space for 2, so I wouldn't have wasted the paper, because what I'm doing now here, I actually can only tell when I'm stamping the last layer that the space is not gonna be enough, but I left it in the video anyway so that you see what colors I was using, because I forgot to film the the next heart that I stamped, which is gonna be the exact same colors, only that one I will be able to fussy cut because there's enough space around it. So these are the same colors. I just skipped the darker shade of the red and replaced it with the blue. And now I'm stamping the circle. This one is just 3 layers and well, layers, 3 stamps basically. It's really easy to layer this or line it up. Sorry, I couldn't find a word. It's easy to align it. And in the middle, you should be getting, like here you see, you should be getting a heart image. And the biggest heart in the stamp set is what fits in here. And then that's it. It's a really simple image. And now going with this die from Pinkfresh Studio, since I don't have dies, but I do like to use them. And I will create my backgrounds with these. I don't remember the name, but I will link it in the description. So you create all these paper strips with it, and they are diagonal. Of course, you don't need to use a die for this, but I haven't used this die before and I wanted to try it. And so I cut it from all the cardstock that I chose plus white, and then I will create a few backgrounds. So this die here is from a random box of dies. I have no idea where it's from. It was one of the first dies I had. Maybe it's even it came with a magazine. I don't know, but I really like the scallop edge around the circle, so I use that. And then the hearts I will have to fussy cut out because this heart is an irregular shape. So yeah, but it's really easy and quick to do this. Of course, it's not as pretty as if when you use a dye, but it works fine for me. Then these are the three backgrounds that I'm going with. I did not film the process when I selected them or put them together because that took a while. And I'm just gluing them down. And then here I thought where to put my sentiment. And then I decided to stamp it on the white paper strip. The sentiment is much love, and you will see that it doesn't quite fit. Like the top of it is cropped, but I kind of like that look because basically the paper strips are cut apart as well. So I thought it fits that style. And then I stamped much love all over that strip. And I'll do the same for the second card, which, I mean, these two cards are basically the same. They are just a different color combination. And I used red ink for stamping these. And then on the last one, the last card with the circle, I actually embossed the sentiment onto the mosaic design, but I didn't like it. I didn't do a good job, and also it didn't quite stand out, so I did not film that, but I will show you how I kind of save it. I hope I saved it, but yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do what I did, but I will show you in a second. So this takes a bit of time. I guess you could also just add some like ATG or some kind of glue strips to the background, all of it, and then lay down the strips. But I always use liquid glue on these for some reason. Not really sure why, but I trust liquid glue more, I guess. And of course I cannot line up anything properly, so I am trimming down the sides, and this way I will have a little bit of white edge around the panel as well. I like that. Not too big, but just a little bit of white showing through. And here I see that I still need to trim a little bit off the sides, which is what I'm gonna do now. And I did the same thing on the other cards. So I am adhering this panel to the card base that you saw here that I made. And here what you see is I'm adhering the heart to a heavyweight cardstock because I stamped this on 80-pound Nina and Nina cardstock, and that's not really thick. Now I already have the heavier version as well, so I'm excited to try that. And as you see, so these two are the same, and then the third one I cropped a bit more off the sides, so I have a bit more white in the background. And this is what I'm doing for the third sentiment. I actually stamped it in red first, but now I'm adding a bit of a darker color so that it stands out eventually. So this is something I don't like to do at all, fussy cut out sentiments. I like when they are on paper strips, to be honest. But I had to, you know, because of the type of the font, this would have been a really wide paper strip. So I tried this, and I don't hate it. It's not my favorite thing, but I don't hate it. So you see the embossing on it. I think you can actually see the sentiment, but it was just not nice. I didn't like it. So this is what I try to do to save it. And then I'm adding some foam tape to it so that I can adhere it down onto the background. And I will add some foam tape to all these bigger shapes, the hearts and the mosaic circle as well, just for some dimension, because otherwise the card is not very special, so to say. So there's not a lot of things going on. So at least this adds a little bit of dimension and texture. And that's gonna be pretty much it. Only two more things that I will do, and if you know my work, then you will probably guess what those two things will be. Also, here I'm trying to make the third card base, and I've accidentally dropped that white panel onto it, and I couldn't pull it off anymore, so I have to trim it down here because it wasn't aligned. So yeah, here I'm also adding the panels. I mean, you could use foam tape or foam sheets for these ones as well if you wanted more dimension, but I thought this was enough for now. And yeah, I'm just adding these hearts, and I will come in with some enamel dots. Maybe you guessed that. Yeah, I just like, I love enamel dots on everything. So I thought it would be a nice addition here, as like the flower centers. And I matched the colors mostly to the backgrounds, so they don't quite stand out, but if you hold the cards in person, you know, you still see the enamel dots. And here I also added some blue as well with the coral shades. Yeah, and then the final step is going to be some twine. I'm actually running low on the white twine, so I decided to go with red instead, but I think because of the theme and also the colors, this fits just fine. Maybe I actually like it more than the white this time. It's a bit more special. I tend to overuse the white twine, and that's why I am always running low on stock. Okay, so this is the last step, and then the cards are done. They are very simple. Surely the background takes some time to make, but I think it's worth the effort. I really like all those colors together, and the paper strips. It's yeah, it's just fun, I think. So here you have it. I hope it inspired you in some small way, and I hope you give these a try. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.